Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last case of John Morley. I played the demo of this game a long while ago, and now it's finally out. It actually came out a while ago. Just haven't had the time to play it. I've been doing a whole lot of other stuff. But let's give it a whirl. I really enjoyed the demo, and I really want to see where the game takes us further than that. I'm going to play this first episode for a couple of hours. I think the demo took me about 30 minutes. Time buries all truth beneath shadows, but the past always has a way of clawing its way back to the surface, demanding to be heard, and I missed the rest, as I took too much time blabbing. I remember the demo started in his office, him collecting all the things he needed. Maybe it doesn't happen that way in the main game. Maybe that was a flashback. Where am I? Yeah. And I spoke over his voiceover. Oh.
I know it's following me. I can feel it.
Okay. Oh, will there be a case of we have to run from things? That wasn't aware that was the case. I thought this was a point-and-click adventure game. But maybe it's just the scenario. We need to run away from one bonfire to the next, much like we were characters from like a Soulsborne. Just get to the next, get to the next bonfire. Everything will be okay if you get to the next bonfire. But maybe, given that this is kind of almost like a haunting story, ghost story in a way.
It's coming from the river.
And this makes a whole lot of sense. Maybe we've angered something with our snooping. So far, the thing I can hear is the wind, though.
If it catches me, it will show no mercy.
So John seems to be afraid it's something else.
I know it's hidden somewhere in this forest.
Okay, so here we have a question. Is he actually seeing these things? Or is he, well,
I should be able to see its
bug
light
nuts?
soon. At last, I can gather my strength and plan how to face that monstrous thing.
If you make it to the house. Pretty nice jump scare. Didn't really hit me all that much, but not bad. Not a bad jump scare. The last day in this is what I remember from the game, from the start of the game. You were in a hospital. Yeah, the piercing light of the morning sun stirred John from his restless sleep. For months, strange nightmares had plagued him, and even the strongest sedatives couldn't dull the weird visions that haunted his mind. Another day in this wretched hospital. His wounds still ached, but he felt no regret. Despite the accident, he'd brought the culprit of those ghastly crimes to justice. After all, isn't that the duty of a good private detective? Usually it's just finding photos of people cheating.
And today is a momentous day. After enduring the most exquisite tortures at the hands of those blasted nurses, and being pumped full of enough medicine to fell an ox,
I need to raise the volume of the voice.
free. Who would have thought that the case of the Red Shoes murder would end the way it did? A stormy night, soaked to the skin, wrestling that brainless killer on a rooftop.
It appears you're awake at last. We had considerable difficulty rousing you earlier this morning, so I deemed it best to let you rest a while longer. I bring you good news. The latest test results are favourable, and the doctor has authorised your discharge. You are now officially ready to go. I have placed your belongings on the table. Oh, and a lady stopped by this morning with some clothes from the dry cleaner.
Clothes and the woman.
A woman brought my clothes from the dry cleaner. Was it Penny?
I couldn't say. She arrived quite early, before my shift began. I've placed the garments in the wardrobe to keep them from getting wrinkled.
So I'm better now.
Yes, you are much improved. Both your physical and psychological assessments have been satisfactory, and there are no impediments to your returning to your normal life.
Hey, can I go?
I've
Nightmares.
been having nightmares.
The doctor has prescribed some medication that should help address any residual effects. This should assist in alleviating your nightmares.
My belongings? I thought everything was already in the room.
There are a few valuables and some coins we kept for safekeeping. They are in the box on the table.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have other patients to attend to. I wish you all the best.
Okay, so before we do anything else, I need to do some things. Audio. All maxed out. Huh. Weird. Feels like it's low volume to me. Medical discharge, patient number, whatever, room 27, 1945. Satisfactory improvement, all pre-operative objectives, fine. Protocol, something else. Okay. Nothing of consequence.
That's me, the bloodhound Morley.
Some
Story of my
coinage?
life. Nearly broke.
Any?
So the mystery woman who took my clothes to the cleaners was Penny. I use looks well structured shoulders, nicely padded. Gives off an air of authority. And there's notes from Penny, my secretary. She must have left it here a few days ago while I was still under observation.
Yeah, the
Damn it, Penny.
reliable secretary has
I don't
quit.
blame her, though. I'm a right
Because
mess.
Morley's broke.
I've managed to lose the only two things that kept me grounded. Her sound. I better get dressed. Blimey, it's nearly noon. Trench coat and fedora hat. Every detective's must have.
Got an achievement for investigating every corner of my hospital room.
Just like Penny says in her note.
As a
I might have
detective
been
should, you
tired
know.
this afternoon. And with the way things are going, I can't afford to let that. All right, let's get moving. Today's the first day of the rest of my life.
He says with such sarcasm.
Back again. Feels like stepping into a forgotten paradise.
Aaron's staircase. Looks a lot like the cover of the game.
Everything's got that same old charm, and yet feels oddly new.
Okay.
There's hospital stints. Here they are. Penny's keys.
Do people really leave
Just
keys
it
like
says
that?
in her note.
Probably too neurotic to do that.
My files. Cases. This case is worth its weight in gold. The umbrella with a bullet hole. Souvenir from the marksman case. Nearly lost my hat on that one. Even the coppers missed it. The slant on the letter E.
Black letters
Gave
case.
away the typist in the black letters case.
The case of the Jade Mask. This dude is a pulp detective in all
So
its
this
glory.
was Peter. That smug grin's got "punch me" written all over it.
Penny's desk. I ought to give her a ring. Try to sweet talk her into coming back. The murder weapon from the cadaver collector case. Nasty business, that one.
And the red
Case
shoes.
of the red shoes murder. One of the most complicated I've faced. Finally. Case closed.
My desk. Strangely tidy. Normally it's buried under papers, notes, bits of evidence. Penny must have wanted to leave everything spick and span before she walked out on me. Another one of my cards. But this one has my last name circled. The Scarlet Page. I trust Penny didn't go snooping through my things while I was away.
Where the hell did you
My
come
apologies,
from?
madam. I didn't hear you come in. I was a bit distracted.
Good afternoon, Mr. Morley. I trust your assistant informed you of my visit as promised.
My apologies. I was rather engrossed and didn't notice your arrival. To whom do I owe the honour of this meeting?
Lady Margaret Fordside, the 4th Countess of Bloomsbury.
Lady Margaret, could you tell me what brings you here today? How can I assist you?
I shall endeavour to be as candid as possible. 20 years ago, when my daughter was just 18, she was brutally murdered. It happened at our family estate, Bloomsbury Manor.
Everybody but
Someone
Morley
sneaked into the
speaks
house unnoticed,
with such
and
detachment.
upon reaching her,
I will be frank with you. She
delivered
was
5
murdered.
fatal stab wounds to her chest, lungs, and heart. The police, eager to close the case, hastily blamed and condemned 2 violent thieves who clearly had nothing to do with her death. The investigation was closed, and justice was never served. I am prepared to offer you £30,000 if you take on this case, and a further £30,000 if you can solve it and bring the true killer to light. Tell me, Mr. Morley, will you accept this case?
I understand your distress, Lady Fordside. But before I commit to anything, might I trouble you with a few questions?
By all means,
If
Mr.
you must.
Morley, ask whatever you must.
Why now?
A case that's been cold for 20 years. You certainly don't make it easy for me, Lady Margaret. What made you decide to seek out a detective now?
For over 2 decades, I've fought tirelessly to have the case reopened, to prove that the real murderer escaped justice, but all in vain. Neither solicitors nor well-meaning police friends, nor even journalists hungry for a dark story, have managed to uncover anything. Then one day, I read about your success in solving the case of the Red Shoes killer. Regrettably, I also learned of the unfortunate incident that left you hospitalized with grievous injuries. On the advice of your secretary, Miss Penny, I waited patiently for your recovery. And now,
Oh, good old Penny.
here I am.
The wrong men, you say?
Tell me about the men the police arrested. Why are you so certain they weren't guilty?
2 days after the murder, the police arrested a pair of violent thieves who were terrorizing the county at the time. Though they swore their innocence in my daughter Elodie's death, their criminal record completely undermined their defense. Seizing the opportunity, the police locked them away for their other crimes, and the case was closed. But what has always struck me as suspicious is that nothing was stolen on the night my Elodie was killed. If those thieves were truly the culprits, why would they murder her and then leave without taking a single piece of silver? It doesn't add up, Mr. Morley.
Well, they were made scapegoats. Any witnesses?
Were there any witnesses? Did anyone see or hear anything?
It happened at midnight. The house was practically empty at the time, with only a few servants and a guest who was sleeping in the west wing. I was the only one who might have heard something, as my room was next to hers. Unfortunately,
She
I had
speaks
taken
so...
sleeping
I need to put on
bath
my
into deep
headphones.
slumber. It is a decision I shall regret for the rest of my days.
There's barely any... Like, through my speakers, there's barely any volumes of her voice.
Tell me about Bloomsbury Manor. Do you still reside there?
After Elodie's death, I abandoned
Oh, that's
the
better.
estate. I couldn't bear to remain there. To live within those walls.
Now I can appreciate a little,
Even
you know,
now, when I
noir,
visit the manor,
jazzy
it still
background music.
feels as though I can hear her footsteps echoing through the halls, her voice humming that old melody. The delusions of an old woman who has mourned her daughter for far too long, Mr. Morley. No mother should ever have to bury her child. Should you accept the case, Bloomsbury Manor would likely be the best place to begin the investigation.
Instead, they should pronounce it Bloomsbury
I
instead of
shall not
Bloomsbury.
impede your work,
I think that's the correct
as I
pronunciation for
now
Bloomsbury.
reside at Bedford Square, in the heart of the city.
Well, I believe I have all the information I need to get started. I accept the case, and will begin the investigation immediately.
I'm pleased to hear that. My butler will bring you the £30,000 tomorrow morning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have matters to attend to. Once you uncover the culprit, contact me at once, and I shall promptly deliver the remaining £30,000. Please, Mr. Morley, unravel this harrowing mystery that has tormented me for so long.
Lady, you don't sound tormented. You sound bored. Then please unravel this mystery that has tormented me like the latest IKEA catalog. Folks, some voice direction would be great. Unless this voice is AI. I could not tell. You know what? I actually will go and check if this uses AI voices. Because honestly, that doesn't feel like a person talking. Unless they're the worst actors on the planet.
As I made my way through the dense forest path, a haunting silence enveloped the air. It was as though the very night of the crime still lingered here, shrouded in an eerie calm. The manor stood before me, its facade as inscrutable as the shadows that danced in the moonlight.
Ooh, someone danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Felt like a step deeper into the heart of a mystery that refused to be forgotten.
Hey. Ooh, my mouse is going all over the place. Sorry, let me bring it back under control. You know, it's weird when you put when the gate just goes into the wall. Oh, it looks weird. It speaks of a lack of attention to detail. I'm gonna check something real quick. Yeah, this game has AI assets. According to them, everything was created by humans, but AI was used for some decorative stuff. I mean,
Not a sound.
sure, I'll go with it for now.
Stillness feels heavy, like it's hiding something.
The relationship arranged on behalf of Western Society of Fine Arts. Means for the painting to be a highly disturbing nature. Yeah.
It seems Elodie had a passion for art, but her style wasn't exactly well received. Disturbing. A blue moon. Fitting for a place haunted by... Looks like the Countess left this for me. It could be useful for getting around the place.
Kindly ask once a minute, so please grant me moments of your time in the library.
So, the housekeeper left a note for the Countess, asking her to meet here on the day of the murder. I wonder what truly happened during that encounter. Very well. Let's... 2 chairs. One of them knocked over. The housekeeper's cup is still here. Tea spilled across the table. She never got to drink it. Looks like someone arranged tea in the library that day. An empty envelope. Did the housekeeper hand the Countess a letter? Lipstick stains. Same shade the Countess wore when she visited my office. It seems they met here. But something went wrong during the conversation.
I am very angry. After all these years of service, this is how you repay me? Walking away like this?
I'm sorry, madam, but the situation has become unbearable. My bags are already packed.
Weird. The voice acting is atrocious. Frankly.
Looks like this is the Fordside family book, showing some of their ancestors.
Hey, look, telescope for Alaric, cross for Eleanor, globe for Cedric, and music for Isolde. We're gonna aim you. There we go. So that. We're gonna aim you to the globe, so. Straight ahead. We're going to aim towards the. Is there anything here for you?
Another painting by Elodie.
Yeah, Elodie's paintings were messed up.
There's something deeply disturbing about her work.
I should go towards a music thing. Hospital. So that's the cross. It should go. I would have added a control for left or right instead of just making it go left first. There, she's aiming the correct place. And is there anything here? I mean, this one we can force. Just move it slowly. There it is. I mean, that sound was creepy as hell. That was great.
The Countess threw the housekeeper out in a fit of rage. In her haste, the housekeeper forgot one of her bags. What was it that unsettled the housekeeper enough to abandon her post so suddenly? Lady Fordside, still seething, burned something in the fireplace.
Yeah, she quit. They've been serving the house for centuries. And they are vassals of an ideal, custodians of the most deep-rooted traditions, and the bastions of eternal values of our nation. This house is forsaking all of this, and you well know the reason why. Please do not concern yourself. I do understand why you have allowed this. Rest assured, I do not judge you harshly, because I hope you will understand my reasons. So something happened.
Resigned. Seems something or someone troubled her greatly. Enough to break the long-standing family. This must have been some sort of private study for the Countess. Lady Margaret and a young woman. I suppose it's Elodie. They look happy.
This looks happy?
Undoubtedly a better time.
If this is happy, I don't want to look at sad.
A British passport. Lord Fordside was undoubtedly a man of the world. An old pocket watch. It probably belonged to Lord Fordside, Lady Margaret's husband.
Lady Margaret Forsyth, I'm writing to you as the attendant physician of Ward 2 to provide an update on my daughter Elodie's progress. With great pleasure, I report her notable improvement. Elodie now confides that she no longer experiences dark thoughts. Most importantly, the nightmares have subsided, and she has begun to communicate more amicably with her fellow patients, a crucial step in her recovery. Elodie has also asked me to relay a request. She would like you to bring her amber necklace when you visit this Sunday. I will continue to keep you informed of her progress. She was in an asylum.
Elodie was committed to a psychiatric facility, but she supposedly recovered from whatever ailed her. This looks like the key to the main hall. Could be my way into the heart of the house.
Okay, so this is more or less where the demo ended. So we're going to push forward now and see where the journey takes us. There's that ghostly voice that they mentioned before. Honestly, I hear that ghostly voice, and I would just book it out again. A big nope.
This
Close.
door is locked as well. If the Countess wanted me to investigate, why didn't she leave the doors open?
Here lies Elodie.
Here lies Elodie. Rest eternally, beloved daughter, beneath the tree that once watched you grow. So this is where Elodie is buried.
Buried inside the house? Ugh. Kind of nasty.
Layers of dried oil paint, left untouched for 20 years.
Drawing dining room?
It's as if time stopped the moment Elodie laid down her brush. Feels like the room's holding its breath, waiting for something to stir. Looks like some sort of clue.
Trace a tree's journey from birth to decay. Follow the path of the artist in a thoughtful display. Arrange the 4 stages and the door will obey.
The path of the artist in a thoughtful
Okay, if you're going to read it, I'm not going to.
Arrange the 4 stages and the door will obey. Unlock the path ahead.
Okay. My lady, I must confess that before has anyone requested something of this nature from me, I believe I am capable of the task, but I must inform you that it will require a significant sum. Certain parts will need to be specially crafted in the city and must first commission the necessary plans. What you are asking for is a piece of intricate engineering. Rest assured, there will be no more ingenious way to restrict access to certain areas of the house. If it pleases you, I propose to delineate the spaces as follows. Area A, private quarters. B, guest quarters. C, kitchen service quarters. I've provided a sample mechanism for Area C, adhering to your original concept. We greatly appreciate a prompt response so they may proceed with ordering the remaining mechanisms.
Lady Margaret took special care to secure the house, restricting access to certain areas. This door appears to lead out to the back garden, locked with a padlock. I'll need to find the key. A man with his back turned, watching a ship go down. Looks like the last painting Elodie was working on was of a ship at sea. The whole gallery is filled with maritime references. She seemed quite obsessed with it. A grand ship on the open sea.
Okay, there's a code. And the code. That's creepy.
This looks like Elodie's diary. Let's see what her last entries reveal.
I'm absolutely over the moon. Walter has written to say he is coming. I met him at the Western Sanatorium, and we have grown so very close. He was there recovering from the trauma of a shipwreck, where he tragically lost his companions. By sheer luck, he was rescued, but not before spending an entire year on an island living amongst the natives. He truly is an adventurer.
A traumatized sailor coming to visit?
Some of these paintings are really dark and sinister.
Oh, this is the one for the tree. So this, the little sproutling, that's awful. I mean, if that was drawn by someone...
I'm so happy. Walter has finally arrived. I must admit, I am utterly captivated by him.
Looks like Scorpio from The Simpsons. Like the James Bond villain.
He wouldn't fail to come as soon as he was able to leave. And now he's finally here. I can scarcely contain my joy. It feels as though all the darkness has faded away.
I guess something bad happened afterwards.
They looked so in love. So
This
happy.
is bigger tree.
I wonder what became of Walter after Elodie died.
This is a big tree. And this is a dead tree. So we're going to go this next. And this. And finally this. Gotcha. Done the puzzle and the thing has obeyed.
Damn it, it's not here. It's simply not here.
Telemer's vessel.
This must be the Countess's handwriting. What was she searching for? Looks like a commercial seaman's yearbook, listing ships and their crews. It's open to the pages under S.
But the story of him being a sailor, lost at sea and traumatized, might have been a lie. That's what the Countess was looking for.
Those poor souls. Tragedy seems to have cast a long shadow over this family.
Anything else? I need to look at this one.
A young woman screaming in the middle of the darkness. A boarded-up door. The access to the servants' quarters appears to be blocked for some reason. Something definitely happened here. Was it a struggle? Some of these tools have been bent, likely trampled over. It looks like this vase was shattered, not just dropped. These broken chairs. Someone must have hurled them to the ground with great force. A silver knife is missing, and it's nowhere to be found. Likely taken by the same person who caused all this destruction.
I mean, she was stabbed. But maybe that's where the knife went? Into her? Oh, that was loud.
Looks like the crowbar is broken.
You broke a crowbar, my dude? Damn.
No doubt. This is the cook's room.
That's a note there that I can't read.
A doll pierced with an awl. A warning?
Can I get the old? Dear mother, I wish I could tell you that all is well and that I'm happy here at the Countess' household. Mrs. Murr, the housekeeper, takes good care of me. Lady Margaret sees no one but her daughter. According to Mrs. Merwer, she fears some kind of relapse and the manor is falling apart day by day. But the worst of it, mother, is that man. That dark. He lurks in the shadowy corners of the house when I am cleaning or carrying on my tasks and throws himself at me. He's incredibly strong. His great hand sees me and I feel completely helpless. At night, I'm afraid to go to the lavatory. There in the dim solitude, I feel watched by something wicked, and a deep spectral breathing leaves me frozen with fear. Only Mrs. Merwer has listened to me. I believe she, too, understands that this man is a great danger, one that will, sooner or later, bring about a tragedy. She and I are exhausted. Yours affectionately. Possibly the lady's friend.
A backgammon board. One of the oldest board games.
I remember playing backgammon with my aunt many, many years ago. She taught it to me. Fun game.
Miss Marva apparently knew her way
Marva.
around the tarot.
That Merwer
Spread.
in
The
the
chilling omen it revealed.
letter.
Evil approaches. It will bring death and lay ruin to the house and all who dwell within.
And staff, well, the installation of the new security system is in the works. The chambers of Areas A and B is underway. The following codes have been established: 34982 for Area B. Here we go. What we needed.
Lady Margaret, after the death of her daughter, dismissed the staff and left the mansion.
Makes sense?
A pair of blood-stained scissors stuck in the sink basin. Deeply unsettling.
I heard some. Yeah, like I heard breathing. That's some creep-tastic stuff. Hey, look for that clue again. I need to. How do you see your clues? Key bindings and case files. Case. Yeah. If that's the case, is there any other things? Like clues? Sprint, movement, pause. No. I'll have to go and memorize the thing, I'm sure. I need to.
A good way to motivate the staff. Is there someone else in the house?
Ghosts?
Who the devil is that man? He had a knife. I'm completely in the dark here. I don't think he saw me.
You must be hallucinating, my man.
Another boarded up door. The question is, was it sealed before the murder? And why? This must be Walter Brandon's room. A compass and a sextant. Tools of a sailor. An empty bottle. It smells of good rum.
Rum.
The diary of Walter Brandon. Perhaps it holds some clues about who he was, and what his involvement in this case might be.
He was planning to steal the stuff from the place.
I am terrified that man has found me. I fear something dreadful is about to happen. Tonight as I awoke, I saw him, standing at the foot of my bed. I could not make out his face, but his knife. The gleam of its blade shone in the darkness. I sprang up suddenly, determined to confront this stranger. Grabbing the heavy candlestick from the nightstand, I hurled it with all my strength. He vanished into the dark.
The voice line got interrupted. But yeah, he was scared. He was seeing something. He's the same guy we saw.
A model ship. Mr. Brandon must have felt a deep yearning for the sea.
It's Willem Dafoe!
Grave mistake. He has followed me, watching and lurking in dark corners.
It's Willem
waiting to
Dafoe. That's the
surprise
problem.
me.
He's the killer.
I dare not tell Elodie. She would think the one thing I dread most for her to believe. I see him again from the window, watching me. His long hair and beard obscure his face, and he still holds that knife. He means to kill me.
Willem Dafoe, what are you doing here?
I am losing my faculties. It is best I return to the ship. Everyone seems to be conspiring against me. The housekeeper despises me, accusing me of misconduct. Perhaps I'm not a man of refinement, but I know what respect is. Yet this morning, as I woke from my rest, she was enraged with me. It was of no use to tell her I had slept peacefully.
Unless he had split
The
personality
external maid who comes to clean was
from the
crying,
trauma and living on an
accusing me
island.
of having approached her in an unseemly manner. I would never do such a thing. I am a sailor, a man of the world. I know how to conduct myself.
I think he had a split personality. That's where I'm going with it right now. Oh, yeah. Chest.
The last entry in the diary, dated the very night of the murder.
My beloved Elodie, why can you not believe this poor sailor who only wishes to love you? I have left everything behind. My ship, the sea, all my world, just to be by your side as you asked me to. Damn it. I can hear the man with the knife coming up the stairs from the hall. I need to hide.
Walter was terrified. What in the devil was happening here? It seems this trunk was all Walter owned. A photograph of Elodie. No doubt Walter cared for her deeply. Looks like the key to the back garden. I better head back to the staircase gallery. Pretty sure I saw a door to the outside there. Seems I'm not the only one with a fondness for hats.
Man had a good hat. This lamp doesn't really illuminate all that much.
The killer likely fled through the rear door of the house.
And if the stuff at the beginning was a nightmare that the character is having, or was having, so his fall and tumble and whatever, that image was the person that jump scares you at the beginning. That's the image of Willem Dafoe. That's the killer.
Here's the missing kitchen knife. Undoubtedly the murder weapon. A filthy coat, soaked in some kind of blackened, hardened liquid. Aged over time.
That's blood.
This ought to do the trick for that boarded up room upstairs, just by Walter Brandon's room.
Let's check the fountain. There's something here.
At that old fountain in the garden, now little more than a basin of stagnant water, one can still make out the faint impressions of bloodied hands. It seems almost certain the killer stopped here, in a hurried attempt to wash away some of the blood spattered across his body.
Will this lead me to the clues in here? No. It might be a standalone thing. Back inside. This day, 3 years since his disappearance, I still catch myself entering this room, expecting to find him there, exhausted yet sleepless, laboring without pause, shut away for days on end without food or rest, carving his final dreadful and chilling masterpiece. With those eyes, mad, haunted, the same eyes that seem to afflict every fourth side air without exception. The very enigmatic, sorrowful gaze I find myself recognizing more and more in Elodie's face with each passing day. The day I saw her, scarcely 3 years old, to create her first drawing, I knew then she too was lost. I cursed this wretched inheritance, so steeped in misfortune. Tomorrow I shall take Elodie to the sanatorium. With therapy in a controlled environment, perhaps then she might begin to improve. I shall not allow the Forsyte legacy to take Elodie from me as well. So Lord Forsyte was afflicted. 25741. Oh, that's open now. And we can go back to explore.
A sharpening wheel. Lord Fordside likely crafted his own chisels. Unlabeled liquor bottles. The damp and the passing years have likely worn away whatever once marked them.
Maybe
There's a distinct scent of wormwood, the plant at the heart of absinthe. Thujone, its active compound, could provoke hallucinations. Visions said to come straight from the goddess Artemis herself.
maybe Lord Forsyte was out of his mind?
Lord Fordside was a gifted artist, no doubt. But his work betrayed a dark and tormented soul. This unfinished fallen angel stirs in me a curious sense of unease, almost repulsion.
Could it be that it was Lord Forsyte who was behind the dark behavior towards the maids? People just blamed the new guy?
The door is locked. I'll need to find the key. Him again. Who the bloody hell are you?
I want to go meet you. Hey, buddy. Let's talk.
Where's that man gone?
I think he's Lord Forsyte.
this room looks like it belongs to a woman. Lady Margaret, perhaps? It's a damn fine bottle of wine. No one in their right mind would open a vintage like this and leave it abandoned, unless something rather urgent interrupted the evening. Seems Lady Margaret was reading in the chair that evening. The book's still open, right where she left it.
Cigarette.
The bed is made. The Countess hadn't yet gone to bed on the night of the murder.
This is a nightmare. I am deeply concerned for Elodie. The housekeeper has long been warning me about Walter. I have made some inquiries, and nothing is as it seems. Elodie remains blissfully happy with him in the house. I am at my wit's end. Since her return from the sanatorium, she has been positively radiant, a true beacon of light. They go out together and seem to have a splendid time. He appears very close to her. This is in stark contrast to the picture painted by the housekeeper, which is a complete contradiction.
There are two choices. Either it's Lord Ford's side, because he's also, being told to be off, or it's the sailor and he has some kind of dissociative condition.
Last night I heard him scream. He seemed to be in the throes of a panic attack. I approached on tiptoe to the guest quarters, and then suddenly I was struck with terror. An insane, maniacal laughter echoed through
Yeah, he's
the night.
probably
It did
has
not
a
sound
dissociative
like him.
personality disorder.
The following morning, Walter and Elodie went out to sail on the pond. Everything appeared normal, and he was the most charming he has ever been.
Yeah, so apparently, he shipwrecked, ended up on an island, didn't wrestle up some sea turtles with the hair of his back, but whatever he did there left a mark, and so just imagine it's him with longer hair and bearded hair, which is his appearance would be if he shipwrecked, stranded on an island. Maybe the memories of that or whatever he endured now manifest as a different personality.
Something made of glass has shattered here.
Mirror? Oh no,
Oh my God, what is that noise? It's coming from Elodie's room.
The fireplace tools, all knocked over on the floor. And unless my eyes deceive me, the poker appears to be missing.
Oh my God, Elodie!
Lady Margaret, quite agitated, grabbed the fireplace poker and rushed toward Elodie's room. A key. Likely the one to Elodie's room. Lady Margaret lied to me. She hadn't taken any sleeping draught that night. She could have heard the attack and rushed to see what was happening. Why did she hide this from me? The more I investigate, the more convoluted it all seems. I should head to Elodie's room to search for answers. A pool of dried blood. There's no doubt now. This was the scene of the crime.
Look at that. The safety bolt fell open. Sorry, it was burst open.
There was a struggle here. Clear as day. Not a clean break-in. The killer wasn't subtle. Photograph of Elodie Ford's side and Walter Brandon. If my memory serves me right, looks like it was taken at Westland Asylum. A rag doll, tossed on the floor. I'd wager it used to sit neatly on the bed. Either it was knocked over in the scuffle, or perhaps Elodie dropped it herself in the panic. Judging by the sheer brutality of the crime, we can almost certainly conclude the killer was a man of considerable build. The blood-stained coat, found alongside the greenhouse knife, suggests that the mysterious figure seen loitering nearby may, in fact, be the very same individual who committed the murder. They say the killer always returns to the scene of the crime. But 20 years have passed. Why now? Let's attempt to reconstruct the events, just as they might have unfolded that night, and try to understand precisely what happened.
Ah, there it is. I was looking for the starting point.
A teacup on the bedside table. Elodie must have lain down that night, perhaps already drifting to sleep. The door's lock, completely broken, indicates someone forced their way into the room, likely startling Elodie awake.
Look at the sweater. It's the same sweater. It is him. That's how he saw himself that moment.
Elodie tried to flee, but the killer cornered her near the vanity. She lost her balance and fell, breaking the dresser and chair. The killer dragged her to the bed against her will. In the struggle, one of the vases fell from the mantelpiece. On the bed, the killer stabbed her mercilessly, again and again, staining the sheets with blood. That's when Lady Margaret arrived, striking the killer with the fireplace poker, knocking him away from Elodie. Wounded, the killer fled the scene, but it was already too late. Elodie was already dead. The old Bloomsbury mansion. It choked my thoughts. It had that kind of sadness that seeps into your bones like old damp, and that sudden abandonment, so clear before my eyes, looked like a sinister time capsule.
He's not looking from the outside. It's his reflection. That's how he sees himself. It's him. Tormented by his own past. I think it's a fit of madness, psychotic break.
One thing was certain. My next move was to dig up answers about the man with the knife, and about Walter Brandon, the sailor from Westland Asylum, an old, forgotten sanatorium that, 20 years ago, was the scene of a meeting between Elodie Fordside and that Brandon fellow.
Lament of the Forgotten. The old sanatorium loomed in the distance, silent and solemn, a monument of forgotten suffering. It stood like a sleeping giant, its walls steeped in the horrors of another age. John knew that crossing its threshold meant stepping into the labyrinth of the human mind, where the madness of some and the cold indifference of others had turned places like this into breeding grounds for nightmare. A creeping unease settled in as he neared the entrance, a whisper of dread curling at the edges of his thoughts. Yet he pressed on. He needed answers, and he was certain they lay waiting in the dark.
It was an ungodly hour when my battered car crept along the winding, shadowed road leading to Westland Asylum.
And you had to go at night? You couldn't go in the morning? I mean, it looks it's the morning, but it is England.
What I found
Day, night, same thing, still dark.
disquieting. The building, forsaken for more than a decade, remained illuminated. Was it some ancient emergency system defying the passage of time? Or was someone awaiting my arrival?
I'd say the latter, most likely.
The front door, sealed shut. As expected. Nothing's ever straightforward, is it? I'll have to find another way in.
There it is. Double, I'm leaving now. I've gathered all my belongings, but I see that you are still here. I've had to return the key to the front entrance, but the passageway leading to the back courtyard remains. I've covered it up a bit, and I'm sure you remember where it is. The kitchen window was broken, and quite frankly, I don't believe anyone will come to mend it. You should be able to get in through there without any trouble.
So, there's an alternative entrance, hidden somewhere in the wall of the asylum.
Do I have the... No, I don't have the lamp anymore. My dear friend left it back at the estate. Yeah, I think this is the place. Dude. There we go.
Bloody hell, it's pitch black in here. Looks like I've stumbled into what could be the kitchen. Damn it. The lantern. It's broken. I'll have to manage without it for now.
I mean, I couldn't use it before, so... Just a lamp.
May 1922. This letter was written half a year before Elodie's murder. It's possible she was still a patient here at the time.
In view of the escalating violence incidents within the institution, so arrival of patient B03, read the undersigned field studio express the following concern on behalf of the sanitary support staff. Patient B03 requires specialized care and strict oversight, necessitating immediate confinement in the isolation cell. Access to share the public space should be allowed only under supervision of 2 attendants equipped with tranquilizing injectables. The recent incidents have underscored grave deficiencies in this institution's security measures. Yeah, basically there was a patient that was so violent, they're like
nurses were
causing
genuinely
problems.
concerned about the aggression of patient B03.
Can we find B03 here? Place of hope and healing. Sure.
Westland Asylum was a top place in its good old days.
Yeah, they closed it on 6th of April, 1932.
The asylum was shut down 10 years ago. Judging by the state it's in,
The girl? How is the girl?
You mean Miss Elodie Fortside? Don't worry, that bloke didn't lay a finger on her. But you took quite a knock. This is going to smart.
Pursuant to the established protocols and regulations of Western Asylum, In preparation for the forthcoming annual report to the Board of Trustees, Dr. Leonard Sheridan will retain custody of the patient records for the duration of 5 days.
I need to find Dr. Sheridan's office.
Yeah.
We must formalize the admission of Miss Elodie Fortside. I have her file here.
That girl? What do you think of her?
I don't quite know. She seems a good girl. I do hope she recovers soon.
I know what Dr. Mulder thinks of her.
Oh, don't be wicked.
You cannot tell me you haven't noticed. Have you seen the way he looks at her?
Shh, hush now. Someone's coming.
My dude, you're hallucinating these. You're just assuming things that happened.
This file cabinet is now empty. It probably held all the records of the inpatients. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Mr. Morley, is that you?
Lady Margaret?
Mr. Morley, I'm so relieved to hear your voice. I've been trying to reach your office, but I couldn't get through to anyone.
It's awfully late at night, Lady Margaret. How on earth did you know I was at Westland Asylum?
Well, I was already in bed, truth be told. But there was something on my mind. A vital detail I'd forgotten to mention. I called your office, searched for you at the mansion, and when I couldn't find you there, I assumed you might be investigating at the asylum.
I see. Very resourceful of you. Now tell me, what is this detail of such importance?
Oh yes, of course. I almost forgot. You see, the truth is, I'm afraid that you're not alone.
What the devil does that mean? Hello? Lady Margaret?
Yeah, my dude is hallucinating. Not gonna go there yet. We have other stuff to check.
It's locked. Without the key. Is someone there?
Oh, who's there?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Internal report. Patient B03, identity unknown. Male, early 30s. Admitted after being the cause of a series of violent incidents. The patient exhibits a disturbing duality. Episodes of unprovoked, nearly superhuman aggression.
Yeah, Tim.
Displaying raw, overwhelming physical force. His faculties appear suspended during these lulls, leaving him in a state of unnerving inertia. Due to the unpredictability of his violent outbursts, he remains confined within a reinforced cell. Treatment involves high doses of sedatives, potassium bromide or morphine, and a regimented course of electroconvulsive therapy, alongside stringent restraints, such as an anti-biting mask and, if required, an iron muzzle. Ongoing monitoring is maintained.
Yeah, it's him. It's the dude with the stuff. Is there another one I'm missing? Open door, cold to warm. Boom. Boom, boom. We need one more, the red one. I accidentally did it correctly. It was not planned. Missing one more switch. The red one. That orange. Where's red? Oh, B4. Well, that was dramatic.
This room gives me the shivers.
Is he there? Hey, knife dude!
I need to hide. Quickly.
I can't hear it. Could it be gone?
Jump scare? Oh. Well, nothing. Weird. Matthew Garby, maintenance.
A cigarette case. With a bit of clean water, an apple, a bit of bread. The food's still fresh.
Mr. Streisand. Male's rooms. Nothing to look for there right now. Bathroom. Cabinet.
Dr. Sheridan's office. Elodie's record. Patient at the sanatorium.
Your mission was admitted to the son, the director of her mother. No, the patient exhibits a persistently low mood, tendency towards social withdrawal, and recurrently negative thoughts. For the concern of the risk of the patient engaging self-harming. He describes a persistent state of unease. Yeah, it's just depressed or moody or I don't know.
Nothing of interest here. Strange. Elodie's record was easy to find, but there's no sign of anything related to Walter Brandon. Something doesn't add up. What am I missing?
Performance must acknowledge the commendable results of achieving recreational reading therapy. It's evident that the escapism revenues offered by literary fiction have contributed significantly to alleviating the anxiety of our patients. We're grateful that one of your patients, Miss Elodie Forsyth, will no longer participate in your reading sessions, even though she's the daughter of esteemed Margaret Forsyth, deemed as unsuitable for her to associate with certain individuals whose questionable moral standing may have an adverse effect on the delicate mind of a young lady. Therefore, I am relieving you of any responsibility for her care, and I shall take over the management of Miss Elodie Forsyth's treatment from this day forward. Questionable morality. Don't make me laugh, Friedrich. But truly, it's a way to use the fear that those bad influences might actually be too good for her. What is it you truly aspire to? A seat among the nobility, perhaps? You're a pathetic hypocrite consumed by your own ego. Could it be instead of could it be that Friedrich, that doctor, is B03? Unlikely. Oh great, it's locked. I am locked in. And not in a good way. Well, this looks like a lamp to me. These are clearly AI.
Wait. No, it can't be. There he is, in the photo. Dr. Sheridan in the center. And right next to him, it's him. The man with the knife. That wild mane, that unkempt beard, it's unmistakable. But what's he doing here? And he's holding a book. What was that noise? It sounds like something just came crashing down.
Floor collapsed. Oh, ooh. Dissection lab something? Treatment thing? The books you requested are now available in the archive. You want to pick them up at your convenience. 899A1. Hey, buddy. How's it going, my lad? Let's go to open the key box. The moth. Or Rorschach test. With the psychology test using Rorschach inbox test, we will use the following code to name the plates. This way, the patient will not be able to obtain information about their evaluation. So the moth is 00100. Nothing. Lift. Oh. He's gonna be across the door from me now? We'll need to go to the second floor. Now this is Elodie's room. For sure. That was a bit too dramatic. Yeah, I think we'll find the library, find the entrance. Dr. Mueller's office, the code at the very least.
Patient recording, Elodie Fordside, February 3rd, 1922. Daily record number 23. Let us begin. How are you feeling today, Miss Fordside?
I feel well.
Elodie, we have discussed this before. If you do not tell me how you truly feel, we will make no progress.
I feel a little sad, perhaps. I am alone here. I miss my mother and having company so much. time with nothing to do makes me think of things I do not wish to think of.
I see. Listen, Elodie. I believe you are looking at this the wrong way. If, instead of dwelling on what you call dark thoughts, you were to focus on possibilities, your outlook would change entirely. A young, beautiful woman such as yourself should look to the future with excitement. Think of all the adventures that lie ahead. Your family, your career as a painter. Perhaps even finding a man of good standing. One
Ew, no.
A man?
Tell me, Elodie, is there no man who stirs your heart?
What in God's name do you think you're doing?
Miss Fordside, you may go. We shall continue later.
Very well.
Have you lost your mind? Where is your professionalism?
Do not presume to judge my methods with your oh-so-righteous reading therapy.
Methods? The entire hospital is whispering about you. She is a patient, Dr. Mulder, and she is mentally unwell.
Listen, Ferdinand. Stay out of my affairs, and I shall stay out of yours. Or have you forgotten which one of us is the director of this institution?
Do as you please, but if I ever witness such a scene again, I will not remain silent.
Damn fool.
Oh, the library. Finally, patient 1365 will return the book. Every time I borrow it, it takes a month to bring it back. When it's not him, it's that girl. I can't even imagine how many times I've read it. But there are other patients who have also requested it. I've made the decision to take it off the shelf and place it under the custody of the one who opened the golden box. If anyone asks for it will be there. Myth of psychology. The shadows of forgotten myths like the story of Psyche, the soul herself, driven by longing to reunite with the lost love Cupid, also known as Eros, god of love, desire, and irresistible attraction. Her path leads downward into the depths of the underworld. There she must receive the golden box, said to contain a trace of Persephone's beauty. Persephone, god of spring and fertility, and yet also the somber queen of the dead. But Psyche is warned, do not open the box. Still, hope is a dangerous thing. Perhaps she believed that a touch of divine beauty would make her worthy again in Cupid's eyes. Perhaps it was simply curiosity, that old companion of tragedy. She opens the box. There is no beauty inside, only darkness. A deathly sleep seeps out, wrapping her in silence. Her body falls still, suspended between life and death. And so she enters the hidden kingdom, the realm of madness. Internal note on organization and cataloging. For the certain proper cataloging of patients, a system of labeling is employed in which each patient is assigned a number corresponding to the room they occupy. The passcode to access each patient's cell is a discharge number assigned upon admission. This number must be consulted in the admissions register or in the individual patient record. Such a patient will be transferred to another location institution. The cataloging will be amended according to the new room to which they are assigned. Patients classified as dangerous, whether to themselves or others, are housed in the basement, specifically adapted cells designed to ensure their isolation and safety. These are Area B. Okay. The doctor's office is situated on the second floor. This is designated area for medical care. However, exception is made for the office of Dr. Mulder, the direction of the sanatorium, who occupies the third floor. On the second floor, one will also find the rooms of male patients, Area M, and female patients, Area F. Okay. That's the important bits.
The Adventures of Walter Brandon, the intrepid captain of the Stella Maris, braving the treacherous South Seas. What in the devil does this mean?
Yep. It was a false identity. That's why the lady could not find the ship, because it doesn't exist. Under the contract, she who opened the one who opened the golden box. So you will be there. Which with this under Psyche. Under Psyche. Some of this is AI art for sure. The one on the left, that's probably AI art. Oh, there's images as well, public, because they look like public. Either public images or AI art, possibly both. I'm missing something. I need to find patient 1365. I need to go to the second floor. We already are on the second floor, right? Okay, that got me. That got me. That did get me. Congratulations, you got me on that one. No idea what this is.
I'd rather not go through there. Looks ready to cave in at any moment.
I haven't found another key or a clue to open these doors. Archive. Is there anything worth grabbing? No. I'm not gonna pull the thing again. The one who opened the golden box. On psychology.
The Adventures of Walter Brandon, the intrepid captain of the Stella Maris, braving the treacherous South Seas. What in the devil does this mean?
Okay, so the clue. Well, we spend the corresponding the room they occupy. The passcode that each patient cell is the search number assigned upon admission. This number will be consulted in the admission register or in the individual patient record. If the patient be transferred to another location within the institution, the catalog will be amended. Okay. Patients classified as dangerous to go in area B. We need to go into admission. Area M and female. So 1365 is the code. Mail's room. There we go. 1, 3, 6, 5. All the others are 4. All the others are 4. 5 digits is the only one that's 4. Calamaris, he's obsessed with the book.
That hospital screen is positioned like the sail of a ship. A ship's old helm, tied to the bed, as if it were the quarterdeck of a vessel. Stella Maris. That was the name of the ship captained by Walter Brandon. This room is the room of a madman. The entire space is arranged as if it were the deck of a ship. Did that man truly come to believe he was a character in an adventure book?
This must be the key to the attic. Let's see where it leads.
A completely different voice actor says, this is the key to the attic. Dear Walter, there's something about you that I cannot ignore, a quiet strength, a resolve that feels unshakable. The thought of all you've endured fills me with the kind of admiration I can scarcely put into words. You're not like anyone I've ever met. And yet, I wonder if you sense it too. Those stolen glances, the way time seems to pause when our eyes meet. Perhaps it's nothing, or perhaps it's everything. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the night watchman rarely checks the attic on weekends. Some evenings, during those quiet moments before we're all sent to bed, I like to slip away and wander up there. There's a peculiar stillness in that place, a kind of peace I find nowhere else. Tonight at 7 sharp, I think I might take one of those little walks. Perhaps I'll find the calm even sweeter. Elodie! My lady! Going for some attic hookups. And look, because I have the key, the padlock has disappeared. Our island.
Their secret hideaway. Like 2 reckless teenagers, they started a romance, hidden from the prying eyes of doctors and nurses.
And stopped because the other doctor wanted her for himself.
An alarm clock. Hair on the chair, strands on the floor. This is where the transformation took place. For a while, they managed to keep their affair in the shadows, far from the eyes of doctors and nurses. A pair of scissors and a comb. Elodie put in real effort to make him fit the mold of her ideal hero. She remade patient 1365 in the image of her most secret longings.
Yep.
Powerful drugs for depression. Anxiolytics. The girl improved, but it seems the doctors were baffled by her mind. Looks like Elodie found herself a little hideaway to keep practicing her dark craft.
All the paintings of
Elodie found painting.
Portraits.
And with it, a way to spill the shadows that crawled through her mind.
Yeah.
The room has been decorated to resemble some sort of island in the South Seas.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I should have guessed. She pulled him into her world. Elodie created Walter Brandon.
She took a patient with a severe condition, like manic depressive or even perhaps psychotic. And he fell into the illusion of this, but he was also tormented by his own things. And then she brought him home.
A draft letter, scratched out and full of corrections.
Do not worry, everything is in place. I know it won't be easy, but it is crucial you take the first step. Once they grant you your discharge, everything will change. We'll be ready to follow you the moment you are out, in a safe place, far from here. When you speak with the doctors, I want you to repeat the words I've told you, with conviction, as though they are the only thing that matters. The shadow is gone, it has vanished. You are now fully yourself once more. Tell them you regret everything that happened. You cannot understand how you acted in such a way. Speak of how you have found peace in reading. I know how you now wish to live more serenely, with purpose. Make them see that the shadow no longer exists, that the darkness has completely faded. They must believe you are free. I know this is not entirely true, but I am certain that, with effort, you can control the shadow. You must do it for us, for what lies ahead. They do not see you as you are. They only see you as a mere piece in their game. We shall show them that they have no control over our fate. Once you are free, I shall request my discharge as well. My place will be with you, and together we shall make our way to the I'll follow their pronunciation, Bloomsbury Manor. So I think that probably was written by a machine. Or someone who didn't really put that much attention into typing things. Sorry, I'm being very critical, but it's Bloomsbury Space Manor. Every time there's a word shadow, it has a quote, meaning copy paste. I love you, and I know that soon we will be free. This will all be behind us, and everything we've dreamed of will begin to come true.
She goaded him into leaving the sanatorium. That man was desperately ill. But Elodie's selfishness outweighed what little sense she had. She pushed him too far. If I pieced this together correctly, that Walter was never really Walter at all. There was another personality. She called it the Shadow, a dominant, dangerous force that surfaced again and again in his life. The threads are beginning to unravel, but I need to see this through. What truly happened to Walter Brandon?
Yeah, there has been some weeks since you requested a private session. As both your physician and your friend, I find myself troubled, unable to cast aside the thought of the solitude you spoke of weeks past, solitude of which you have not since uttered a word. These days, burdened as I am with duty, I shall be confined to my office until the late hours of the night. Should you, at any moment, feel the impulse, or the need for company, do not hesitate to visit me. The code to enter my office is 39124.
This letter. At the very least, it's highly inappropriate.
Will the shadow be waiting for me up there? There's blood here. Something happened here.
Patient number 1365 returns after an absence of 4 months. He's in a state of utter disorientation, perspiration pouring off him, and good heavens, there's a severe wound to the skull. His clothes and hands are covered in blood, and it doesn't appear to be his own. He cannot recall his name, nor anything that's happened during these past months. Seems to have found his way back here more by some strange instinct than by memory itself. The personality once known as Walter has vanished entirely, as has the entity we refer to as the Shadow, though given his nature, I cannot say with certainty it isn't still lurking beneath the surface. We have treated cases of dissociative identity before, but never one such as this. His appearance, his voice, even his build and weight change quite drastically. Now he looks frail, gaunt, empty, as though there's nothing inside, as though he were but an empty shell, waiting to be occupied. His condition calls for far stricter supervision. This institution is no longer equipped to care for him. I am ordering his immediate transfer to St. Dymphna Hospital. Dr. Former, a specialist in matters such as this, will take him under his care.
Next stop.
As I near the end of my tenure as director, I must see this case brought to a decisive close. The blood upon his hands, the emptiness in his eyes, all point to an act of the gravest kind. One his mind appears to have erased entirely. God help us, if the Shadow should ever wake again.
So it seems Walter came back to the sanatorium of his own accord, though he was utterly incapable of recalling what he'd done. They moved him to St. Dymphna's Hospital. Could he still be there after 20 years? What became of him? I'll have to follow this lead.
I'm now starting to suspect that the actual patient is Morley. That he is this character. That's my new wild theory. I don't know, something is telling me that that's going to be the twist.
That man returned to the new sanatorium, remembering practically nothing. Maybe it was the wound Lady Margaret left him. Or maybe his mind shattered and never came back after what happened that night. As for me, I was hired to find the one who killed Elodie Fordside, and my intuition told me they were still there, in the depths of St. Dymphna. I sensed that the end of the road was waiting for me in that place.
St. Dymphna. Never heard of that one. Hopefully there is a staff in this one, and I don't have to explore a creepy, decrepit sanatorium.
Can't very well saunter in through the front door as if nothing's amiss. I'll need to find another way in.
Why is this door broken? I get the feeling something's off.
It's locked.
Now, so the copy of the dispenser keys requesting the storage room file cabinet. Okay. Need to find a way into the storage room. You know, just like he invented the I mean, I'm at this point I'm reaching. Yeah, see, another call from Lady Margaret. I think this entire thing is in his head, and Morley is just another personality that he has created.
The night shift nurses are behind the door. I need to find a way to...
Night shift nurses. If you know, you know. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm reaching, but I don't know. Things are a bit too odd with this case. Like, this is the same room we were in at the beginning of the game. I knew it! Called it! Called it! I knew it!
That fateful night, I was startled by the noise. Those wretched cries of agony, dear Elodie. I rushed to her chambers, and there you stood, stained with the blood of the one soul I cherished above all others in this world. The housekeeper had warned me, but I turned a deaf ear. Elodie was finally happy, even amidst your incessant bouts of volatility. Yet, with the passage of time, your demeanor darkened. More and more frequently, that sinister presence lurking within you began to surface, each appearance more violent than the last. Elodie no longer gazed upon you with the starry-eyed affection of a smitten young woman. The atmosphere in this house grew suffocating, fraught with an unbearable tension. That very afternoon I spoke with her. She had resolved to end your engagement. You seemed, or so I dared hope, to have accepted it with grace. But that night, that very night, you ended her life in the most savage manner imaginable. I threw myself upon Elodie, desperate to save her. But alas, it was far too late. Months later, I learned you had returned voluntarily to the sanatorium. I sought answers and immersed myself in understanding the afflictions that plagued you. Dissociative identity disorder, they called it. A condition in which one might host multiple identities, each vying for dominion over the body. But the man confined in that bleak institution was not the shadow, not the fiend who had stolen my daughter. No, he was but the shell, the hapless vessel. And I yearned to find the true culprit, not the facade, the murderer himself. Thus I devised my plan. I came to visit you, and just as Elodie had done, I crafted a new role for you, a new identity to inhabit. I brought books, personal artifacts, penned letters as Penny. I leased an office and prepared every detail meticulously, down to the smallest thread, for your return as John Morley. Everything had to be flawless. And why, you may ask? To make you remember, to awaken the shadow, to summon forth the murderer from the abyss of your fractured mind. John Morley is a good man. Walter Brandon was a spirited young sailor, brimming with love for Elodie. But the shadow was a merciless, unrepentant killer. I wanted to destroy the murderer who had stolen my daughter. But I could never bring myself to harm an innocent man. My obsession, my singular purpose, was to awaken the shadow.
Willem Dafoe. Yeah. I mean, it got near the end, but I called it right before the end. Just things weren't adding up. When a moment I found the book and realized that was an identity, I started to think, why are we seeing Willem Dafoe? If the other character, the sailor man, also saw him. The only possibility is that, hey, you're also that person. Which is why it also explains the memories, like the things he evokes, like the nurse is talking. He would have heard them in passing. With all that said, the voice acting is atrocious. If it's truly human voice acting and not AI, it is horrendous. But that's it for the last case of John Morley. It took just about 2 hours. Well, let me know what you think.